Welcome to episode 2 of Nerdcouver. Unfortunately, Reva is sick, so she is not here with us today, but hopefully next week. And yeah, it was kind of a weird week for comics.
Yeah, there's some decent. There's not a lot of good.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a handful of things that look like they are really interesting, and then everything else is just kind of...
Yeah.
There's some universe dying. 2 universe dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the big two, who apparently are not interested in being the big two anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So let's alienate all the readers.
Let's just cancel everything we've ever done.
Yeah, I'm not sure what your business plan is like there, guys. I think you might have misthought something. Yeah.
Well.
Worked for the other guys, Aaron.
It too. When?
Yeah.
Worked sales-wise for the other guys for like 6 months.
No, it really didn't. Again, like I did an article on this, they lost 21.5% of their readership in the first year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people jumped ship.
Yeah,
and
left. They had a bunch of people that actually just left comics entirely.
Wow.
Like, so DC, well done. And now Marvel is following suit because Jonathan Hickman desperately wants to do his own iteration of Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yay, Secret Wars.
And
yeah.
read this instead.
I probably should have.
Yeah, you'll be much happier.
So, what was Secret Wars all about?
What was Secret Wars all about?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll have to even flip through it again because I'm not 100% sure.
So we see that Thanos is alive.
Yep, Thanos is alive.
For reasons that are never adequately explained.
A lot of people die. Just a lot of, I don't know, it's pretty much like the Ultimate Universe attacking the main universe, and Mr. Fantastic and Black Panther going on about some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some things. I read this at like 2 in the morning, so it's a little hazy.
I've read everything leading up to it, which is one of the reasons that I haven't covered it in God of Comics, because it's really bad.
I didn't hate it. The Sad Rivix artwork is pretty.
Yes.
I don't know. I had a decent time with it. Kind of to see where it goes, because the comic does end, spoilers, with the Earths colliding and exploding, and everybody's dead except for Captain Marvel and Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man, Phoenix Cyclops.
Which, really? Really? We're going there, Marvel?
Yeah, and who else is alive? Black Panther, I think. And Thor. Girl Thor. Yeah. Oh, and Star-Lord. Star-Lord's alive too. Pretty much all your big popular characters that Marvel wants to be popular in the coming years, and Mr. Fantastic, are alive.
And Mr. Fantastic.
I don't even know how Last Days is going to work. This comic ends with it ending, so everything else...
Please show that, like, the funeral page.
Oh, yeah. We even got... Look at that.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a tombstone for the Earths.
It's not a spoiler. Marvel's pretty much said that they don't care about you, and that they're not interested in your business, so they're ending their universe because Hickman, and I'll be over here.
This is still probably going to be top-selling comic of the month. So, Jenna, what did you think of the comics you read? Or Aaron? Or somebody
Aaron,
else? Somebody that's not Secret Wars.
Let's talk about something good.
Okay, so Valiant Comics, when they do, like, one of their crossover events, one of their things that they make them self-contained. So instead of it branching off into every goddamn comic and making you have to get everything to have any idea what's going on, they'll do, like, a small little self-contained series, and everything after that series is affected by those events, and they'll recap them in the comic, because Valiant is very friendly this way. This one is called Dead Drop, and it's going to lead into their big summer event. And it deals with the very first Valiant comic that they rebooted with was Exo-Man of War, and it was about a Viking running and doing like hit-and-run assaults on the Romans about 1600 years ago. And there were some aliens, and he thought they were Romans, so he attacked them and got abducted. Taken to an alien world, led a revolt, came back to Earth. There was some time delay. He ended up in the modern day and attacked Italy until they told him that the Roman Empire was done. And then he sort of got confused. the alien world that he got attacked by, he eventually returned to and liberated his people and ended up becoming sort of a god figure there, which is kind of interesting because Valiant is awesome. Exo Manowar, their god tier characters still have weaknesses even if they're of a psychological level, and it's how they integrate with other people. So there's a lot of consequence and weight to everything that everybody does, and it makes for much more interesting characters.
Mm-hmm.
Because suddenly you're dealing with people who just happen to be in these circumstances.
Yeah.
It's cool stuff.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So, one of the new ones I picked up this week was RunLoveKill. I was intrigued by the premise of it and just like the title and the art
cover.
The cover is very appealing. I unfortunately can't say the same for the rest of the comic.
Yeah.
The first half of it is entirely just art. There's no text, which is fine. A lot of the time, if it's done right, it really works.
Robin 18.
Robin 18, I cry every time. But unfortunately for this one, it's just like a bunch of action sequences about characters we don't know what's at stake. It's just, like, I still don't actually even know who this person is. They don't explain, and then suddenly there's whales. But then we get into the part where there is text, and I just found it just, frankly, dull. I didn't really care for the characters. I didn't know anything about them, and it's just like I was thrown into the middle of the story and expected to care, but I didn't.
It's interesting because we could really do a compare and contrast with that in Pisces.
Yeah.
Which also does the same thing of just throwing you into the center of a thing, but with Pisces they humanized it very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so
yeah,
we cared about what was going on in Pisces. We didn't necessarily understand it, but it was cool.
It was cool, and I feel like I want to know more about this character, whereas Rain in this one,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
It's
I
a thing that happened.
don't really care. It's just like, okay, so she owes money to some person that might be selling drugs. I don't know.
For reasons.
And
For
escaping,
reasons.
and there's a wall. It feels like a mesh of like 8 other things I've heard of before,
Yeah.
but really, really uninteresting.
I
It
know.
feels like bad Aeon Flux fanfic.
That or just like a mixture of all of the really awesome 80s
There's cat
sci-fi
Yeah.
movies, like Blade Runner,
Yeah.
Total Recall. Go away. Go, okay. She's just gonna steal the spotlight, it's fine.
It's okay.
She's allowed.
Tag this as cat, and we'll get like
Cute cat.
8 million more views.
Great. People only like us for the cat. But yeah. So unfortunately I didn't really care for that one. And I also didn't care for Source of Sorrow. Now, this one has been really talked about because, well, Gail Simone was writing it.
Yeah.
So I thought it was going to be really good. I thought I was going to enjoy it. And it's all of the dynamic women thrown together into one comic. But I didn't like it at all. Yeah, I did not like how they were portrayed. Like, I understand it's supposed to be, like, women empowerment, but it fell short. Like, the villain of this comic is a man who was scorned by, I'm assuming, who was his lover.
Mm-hmm.
So now he is raising an army of other women who are, like, villains of dynamic comics.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, avenge me against this woman, against all women.
Wow.
And I was just like, really? So, like, one man is scorned by one woman, and suddenly all women need to die.
That's...
I'm just like...
So he's the
Okay.
dude broiest of dude bros.
The only other one that I really wanted to talk about is The Legend of Zelda graphic novel. Oh my god! I'm a huge Zelda fan. I grew up with it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So yeah, like, I was floored when I saw that this was coming out, because, like, oh, look at it! It's so 80s! I love it!
It appeared in Nintendo Power back
I
in the day.
know, I used to get Nintendo
You and me
Power.
both. Nintendo Power was awesome.
It was.
Didn't.
So I'm super
My
excited.
friends did.
that this is actually out for everyone else to read because it's so 80s and so good. And by good, I mean campy, but it's, yeah.
Jenna likes campy.
I love campy.
Did you ever read the when Valiant started originally, they had the Nintendo license, so they did like a bunch of Mario comics, which were decent and goofy, but they did Zelda comics that were actually really good.
Really? I didn't see those.
It had like a grand total of like 6 or 7 issues, because they started with Nintendo and wrestling.
Oh my god.
And then like branched out into superheroes from there, and their superhero stuff back then was hit or miss. A lot of it was actually really good, and some of it was just like, what, why?
But nothing could be worse than the Zelda TV show.
The CDI games.
Oh yeah, but those don't exist.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Nathan Edmondson's been doing a run on. He's been doing both The Punisher and Black Widow, and he's really gone out of his way to show why these people that have no powers to speak of are able to hold their own in a world full of gods, why they are justified in being who they are. Because they're A-list players in the Marvel Universe, despite the fact that they've got nothing but skill.
Sorry, Callisto's attacking someone's shoes.
Those are mine.
Okay, she's attacking them.
Please leave my shoes alone. I'm rather fond of them. They're very comfortable. Nice to walk in. Which is one of the reasons I'm gonna bring up Punisher. So Nathan Edmondson's Punisher run started with the idea of Frank Castle going on summer vacation. So he leaves New York and goes to LA, and everybody is like, oh god, Frank Castle's out of his element. And New York isn't his element. Frank Castle's element is killing criminals. Like, physical location is incidental. So it's been him dealing with various drug cartels in LA, teaming up with Black Widow at certain points, going to Mexico for a spa day, which meant, going to a Mexican prison and killing everything.
Okay.
Heading back up and then finding out that it's actually a defense contract that's led to all of this, so it's a massive amount of political corruption. And so he's hit a point where he's like, well, do I start going after white-collar criminals? And he actually gets attacked by Captain America, by Falcon Captain America, and he says, so this is what's going on, here's the proof, I'm not the guy to do this. Because if I start killing these people, it changes the game entirely, and it's not going to lead to anything good. You're the person that needs to do this. And then he's heading back to LA, where he's been framed for starting basically a riot and instilling martial law by the defense contractor. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where this goes. Again, Nathan Edmondson is really good at the idea of weight and consequence and character gravitas, and it really, really plays well. And I know I say these things, and then I'm like, Rocket Raccoon, because it's awesome! And it really, really is.
Who doesn't love Rocket? Come on.
The only thing I ask for in my stories is a certain level of internal consistency and respect for the characters involved. I will deal with anything else. Like, as far as it being a good comic, not a great comic, but Punisher and Black Widow under Edmondson have consistently been great. This, like, Rocket Raccoon has been phenomenal. I cannot... If you like fun, read Rocket Raccoon. It's... I know.
Canceling everything, Jenna.
I know.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Drax is getting his own book.
Oh yeah, and Groot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everyone
the
but
Groot
Gamora.
one looks really cute.
Feminist fans get angry that Gamora doesn't have her own book.
Please
don't.
I love Gamora. I've been a big fan of hers since Warlock.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She's alright.
Well, she's an interesting character. It's just it's another one of those things like Wonder Woman, where the people writing her don't understand how cool a character she is and what you can do with her, and it drives me insane.
Oh, the Finch is so bad. I haven't even read it. I flipped through it. I read a speech bubble.
In which?
In the new Wonder Woman.
Of the new Wonder Woman, of just the Finch's run, and she's like, she sounds like a 20-year-old, like, dumb blonde.
Yeah.
Well, he probably watched the pilot for the TV series.
No, he's not writing it. His wife. His wife is writing Wonder Woman.
Oh.
He's just drawing it.
Okay, so she saw the pilot for the Wonder Woman TV series.
So. But she wrote...
Do you know about that one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then she wrote Batman and Superman, and I read those speech bubbles, and I'm like, that sounds like Batman and Superman as if they're in the Justice League cartoon. Why doesn't Wonder Woman sound like that? Because it's like the best version of Wonder Woman.
A girl, and she needs a big, strong man and a love interest. Ah.
No, she really doesn't.
It's not. I think this is for another video.
Yeah.
Yes. This
Because
is,
I will.
Now we're entering the gender dispute.
Let's not. We don't need to get into
in
that
comics.
today.
No, we don't. We already
Let's talk Spider-Man.
Yes.
Why?
Because it was boring. That's all I have to say.
It's
really.
like Run, Love, Kill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except this is...
Marvel?
Dan Slott has been doing bad with Spider-Man since Peter Parker came back. It's all boring. Spider-Verse was boring. Best thing to come out of it was Spider-Gwen.
Spider-Verse had its moments.
It had a couple cool moments, but I mean, like, I didn't read everything, just the main
I did.
in Spider-Man, and that was...
Ooh, Spider-Woman.
boring.
Spider-Woman's been great.
Is it because of the new costume?
No, actually, it's just legitimately
beforehand?
great.
Just the whole time? Okay.
It's the character just decides she doesn't want to be an Avenger anymore and doesn't want to be the secret agent that she was kind of raised to become.
See.
So she just leaves it all and tries to lead a normal life.
See
And
what
she's
I do.
terrible
Let's
at it.
see where that consistency is in Secret Wars.
It won't be. It won't be
Oh, she's
at
not
all.
even- Oh, no, she's
No,
on
she's
the list.
there. Yeah, I
she's
saw that
there.
in the cast.
And in the old one, and I noticed actually Bullseye's in here too.
Yeah.
That's wrong. Bullseye's paraplegic.
Yep. See, this is one of the
Because
things
Mark
that I was
Waid
saying.
Daredevil. Because that's good. Read that. Just ignore most of what we talked about today and just go read all the trades of Mark Waid Daredevil before it's over, and then we're all sad.
Yeah. Because it's another one of those legendary runs like Bendis and Miller, back when Miller could, write.
Right. Dark Knight 3, guys!
You know what? I'm looking forward to it because
Dark Knight 3?
Yeah.
Me too. I don't know why. This Dark Knight Strikes Again was the worst thing I've ever read.
But you never know because he might have learned from his mistakes, and Dark Knight 3 could be really good.
All-Star Batman or Robin.
Okay,
As
I
we
really
like to
love
call it,
All-Star
Aspar.
Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
Because it's a parody.
It's hilarious.
It's a parody.
I love it. He paints his house yellow.
Yeah, that part is
Yeah,
hilarious.
Do you want some lemonade?
The
Like,
best
come on,
explanation I
that was
have of Aspar is I heard was from Atop the Fourth Wall
Oh,
with Linkara, where
Yeah.
he was like, okay, so a crazy
Yeah,
homeless
yeah,
person found
Linkara's,
that
yeah.
costume.
And he's just running around.
Yeah,
great. Yeah. It works.
It works.
It works.
it's the only possible explanation for anything going on in that.
Although when Miller finally said that Year One, All-Star, Dark Knight, those are all just one universe.
Mm-hmm.
If you compare All-Star Batman and Robin to Dark Knight Strikes Again, that makes sense. Even Dark Knight Returns, because blasphemous, but Dark Knight Returns isn't that great. I just didn't do it for me.
There's better ones out there. Long Halloween.
for the time.
It
For
was-
the
oh,
time,
yeah,
it
yeah,
was
for the
incredible.
time.
Yeah.
So it's the historical
come-
importance of it.
But Batman Year One did it, and that seems timeless still.
Yeah.
So
Well, Batman, because it's an origin story, right?
yeah.
Whereas Batman Dark Knight Returns
Which
is the
do you like
end.
better? Which
It's
do you
a
like
cap.
better? What do you like better? You like zero year or Year One?
Year one.
Yeah, Year One. Actually, Secret City, the first part of 0 Year was really good.
Actually, my favorite Batman story of all time is still City of Crime.
I haven't read City of Crime.
Read City of Crime.
Do you
Is
have
that
it?
like a...
Yeah, I need to.
It's
Six Crime, or-
do you know David Lapham? They brought in the guy that writes Stray Bullets and were like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
do a Batman story, and he basically wrote Batman versus Gotham. He made Gotham a character.
Isn't
And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
it's phenomenal. The writing is a little bit heavy-handed at times, particularly in the first issue, but he's setting stuff up for later and everything pays off. The villain is never adequately explained and just has not been touched since, because I don't think anybody else could really write that. It's not even a character so much as a presence, and it's awesome. So, would recommend
Alright.
City of Crime?
City of Crime.
City of Crime.
Cool.
Go read it, guys.
We're gonna.
better
I'm
than
gonna
everything
go
else.
order it when I get to work.
And I have no more money. Also, I still have like I have like a stack of. You guys can't see this, but they can. I have a stack of graphic novels like that tall on my bedside table that I need to read, so I can't buy anymore.
And me both. Well, I'm gonna go buy
And I've already
Raccoon's Volume 2 today.
Yeah.
Raccoon's
so
Volume 2
that I haven't read yet, so I'm not gonna get into it, guys. Don't shut up.
Mention such a card.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I picked it up.
Okay, can I show you one page?
No, nothing.
Is it the D?
Yeah.
My
Well,
eyes-
it's not just the D. It's they're like, well, we have an army, we can stop them, and the other guard just going, you idiot.
Gary?
Yeah. Oh,
I
Gary.
love Gary.
Oh wow, that actually worked. I missed it. No spoilers. I want to actually
It's
read
not a
it.
spoiler.
It's not a spoiler at all.
It's just Gary being
I
Gary.
wouldn't
Gary.
actually spoil a good story.
I don't
No,
remember.
but Raccoons is like one of the best comics out there right now.
Agreed, hands down.
So everyone should read it.
Oh, one of the comics that we don't have here right now, but that I would recommend, Daymen.
Yeah.
Daymen is being written by Michael Allen Nelson. He's the guy that does Hexed.
I love Next.
There's a novel out today.
I know.
He wrote a novel.
I
I
know.
haven't read Hex.
Read Hexed. It's awesome.
Hex is
So
really good.
Daymen is world of vampires kind of thing. So there's various vampire families, and they each have one guy that handles their affairs during the day. So we're following one
I
of these
have heard about
guys.
this.
It's amazing.
Or am I just thinking of Darren? I might be thinking of Darren Chan, Circuit Freak.
Darren Chan. I was so mad at that ending. I hated the ending to that series.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
kind of a
so
letdown.
invested in it.
I love that series a lot, and then the movie came out. So I guess that's where we'll cut off Avenger talk,
Yep.
and we got no more comics really to talk about.
Cluster.
Cluster's cool.
I have one.
Cluster
If you
cool.
if you like political drama and Starship Troopers, this is your comic.
Woohoo.
I have no other explanation for it.
And then I also picked up Wicked Divide and Spider-Gwen. I
You've
haven't
got
read them
Cluster
yet.
as well.
I
Awesome.
do have Cluster.
I don't,
This
Yeah.
Cluster is awesome.
It is.
because I'm.
And this one is
Or
new
not
today.
Cluster.
Roche Limit Clandestiny. I really enjoyed the first Roche Limit, so I'm excited to read that one.
Cool.
And my box set. I love it. It's all of the covers. I'm so excited.
So I saw that and I was like, they have the trade already? But no,
No,
that's just issue
it's
number 2, but with all
Issue
the
number
covers.
2 with all of the covers. I have
All the
first
Misfits?
one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I have the first one somewhere, probably in my stack of trades.
I mean,
Okay, so I know I come across as like a little bit cool.
It's awesome.
Show the camera.
They can't see you from that far away. Here, I'll walk over. If I can get out.
You can do it.
I'm trapped. I have no idea if that worked, but whatever.
Gem's been really, really good so
It
far,
has been.
which is not surprising given the writing involved, or the
Mm-hmm.
writers involved, the artists involved, IDW in general, and the source material.
Yes.
Yeah,
Source material.
it's like a perfect storm of incredible, so it's just a lot of fun.
It is. It really is. A lot of fun, but also pretty deep.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good messages in it.
Mhm.
So.
It's amazing how much character they can cram into that comic, considering how many mains that they actually have. The Misfits all have personalities now.
It's a shock, I
Yeah.
know. Because before it was just what pizzazz I had.
Yeah.
Like she was the
She-
only one
she
that
had
actually.
pizzazz?
She had pizzazz. She stole everyone else's pizzazz.
Yeah, and she was psychotic.
Yeah.
cool.
And
I
this
haven't
one,
read it.
she's just
I
kind
don't
of
know what the
like-
source material is.
Kind of like
Diva-esque.
Mean Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very Mean Girls as opposed to like world plotting terrorist causing explosions in
Yeah.
places.
Well, we had the second episode of Gem where they had like their big contest and they blow up a mansion.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Like, I don't know if anybody's watched Gem recently, but it's basically Metalopocalypse
it's
with glam rock.
so bad.
It's incredible.
Well, I loved it when I was little, but watching it
Yeah.
now, I'm just like, oh my god.
It's kind of outrageous.
I apologize for all the yawns. They're not boring me. I was just up till 2. It's been
That's
a long.
okay.
It's been a long night.
Your Avenger dead.
This is like 2 hours earlier. I'm like awake way sooner than I'm ever used to being awake. Thanks, Jenna.
You're welcome.